Hi, Matt from Goopply. I did an initial review of my Apple Watch after recently getting it, and now I want to do a 6-month review, which is what I've learned on it and some of the cool new features that I've been using. Plus, we'll touch on watchOS 2 and how that's making the Apple Watch better.
I've been using my Apple Watch for 6 months. I use my Apple Watch for personal and work life. Since launch day, when my pre-order arrived, it's rarely, if ever, has left my wrists, and because of that, it has completely replaced my first wearable device, the Fitbit Flex. My watch is an Apple Watch Sport 42mm silver watch with a black band. Messaging couldn't be easier on the Apple Watch. As expected, my Apple Watch has changed the way that I send a text message and even read them. While before I would pull out my message, open my messaging app, click the message that I would like to reply to. Now I simply raise my wrist and the message is displayed. More often, I will reply with one of the quick option features or use messaging dictation. However, I rarely have to take out my iPhone to reply. It was very weird at first using this feature in public because I'd be standing there talking to my watch. Some people would look at me weird, some people would ask me what device I had and if it was the Apple Watch. I would show it off to many and some would look interested, some would look impressed, and some would ask why I would spend so much money on a piece of crap. I usually explain that for me, the Apple Watch has only enabled positive changes in my life. Managing your schedule on the fly is easy with the Apple Watch. I use my calendar a million times a day, and while it hasn't completely replaced the calendar on my iPhone, it is very often used on my Apple Watch. I use Fantastical 2, which has amazing user interface, and it's clearly that the developers have been working on this idea for a while. Fantastical 2 is a great, excellent replacement for the stock calendar and integrates seamlessly with the Apple Watch. I absolutely love working out with my Apple Watch daily. Apple Watch is a great fitness tool that can help you work towards your fitness goal. The Apple Watch works seamlessly with your iPhone, and once you sync your Apple Watch with your iPhone, you'll be greeted with a new app called Activity, which helps you manage all your fitness data. When I switched from the Fitbit to the Apple Watch was the ability to set the goals for how many steps I take in a day. On the Apple Watch, it tracks your active calories as your main primary goal. It also sets goals for activity minutes, exercise minutes, and standing goals, but the active calories is the only one that can be changed. It's a first run product and it didn't come without bugs. When I first got the watch, it often told me that I should stand up for a minute while I was standing and walking. Apple released an update shortly after the watch was released and I haven't encountered this bug since. I haven't worked out as much as I want to over the summer, but I do plan on taking advantage of this feature in the winter. While you can't look at the previous days on your watch, you can check the entire history in the built-in app on your iPhone. Making phone calls with your Apple Watch is what it's all about. As I mentioned in my first review, making phone calls on the Apple Watch is something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for fantasy to become reality. Some people look at me like I'm crazy freak talking into my Apple Watch, but the more I use it, the easier it has become. But it doesn't come without a few bugs. There have been often times when I've answered my phone and the caller wasn't able to hear me, or vice versa. One of the things that I would change is the ability to make the caller's voice louder. Even set at the highest volume, it can still be hard to hear the caller in some places. But overall, making phone calls on the Apple Watch is super easy and great when you don't want to pull out your phone. Glances give you quick access to apps installed on your Apple Watch. Swipe up from the watch face to see glances, then swipe left or right to see different glances. Of course, not every app has a glance, but most of the important ones do, and help make your life easier. watchOS supports third-party glances, which make it great. If you swipe up, the first glance is Settings, which allows you to put your Apple Watch in airport mode, do not disturb, silent, or even ping your iPhone. However, this feature only works if you're in range of your iPhone and it's connected to your Apple Watch. It does work whether your phone is in silent mode or not. One of my favorite glances is Fantastical 2, which allows me to quickly look at my next 6 hours on my schedule. If nothing is scheduled for today, it will show the glance for the next day. I can easily access glances for Apple Music, Fitness Tracker, but one of the ones that is missing is Mail Glance, which I hope Apple will release in a future update. Complications is one of the best features in watchOS 2. One of the things that was missing in watchOS was complications, which are basically widgets on your watch face. Complications display data from within the app. While watchOS 2 was released, I've only played around with it for a little while, but one of my favorite apps is Dark Sky. And Dark Sky allows you to add a complication to your watch face, which can easily display the current temp. When I click on the current temp, it'll open the Dark Sky app. Before, I'd had to use the built-in weather app on the watch face, which required a few extra steps. Apple Watch brings complications to the Apple Watch, which is a huge win for developers and users. Apple allows you to control what complications are available under the Settings tab, giving you complete control of your Apple Watch. New watch faces are the coolest new features in watchOS 2. watchOS 2 includes new watch faces, including a custom picture frame. watchOS 2 includes some pretty cool watch faces which show several different cities in time-lapse format. New watch faces are a great addition to the Apple Watch. I look forward to one day when I can download third-party watch faces, but that might be a while. After all, we just got third-party keyboards to iOS. Apple Pay makes it easy and convenient to pay for purchases on the fly. I will admit, this isn't one of the features I've used very often, since I tend to feel more comfortable using my iPhone 6 Plus to make payments with Apple Pay. But this feature is a great addition to users who don't have an iPhone 6 or later. One of the first times I used Apple Pay on my watch, it was rejected, and I had to complete the purchase payment using my iPhone. I wasn't sure if there was a problem with the system or my watch, but I did try it at another retailer and the payment went through just fine. There's no fingerprint scanner on the watch, so you must use a 4-different PIN to authorize the payment from your watch to the terminal. Either way, using Apple Pay on my watch ensures that I have better security of my card and information. However, I did receive some dirty looks when I used it the first time, but I believe those were just from Android users. Apple Watch is taking off and it's going to be a strong player in the wearable market. While the price seems pretty high for the watch itself, it does follow Apple's pricing model. Apple will continue to develop the watch and release updated models. watchOS 2 continues to grow, and the next big update we'll see will likely be in June at WWDC. Here's a couple of features I would like to see in the future. Custom watch faces would be a great feature to the Apple Watch, but it might be a little while before we see them. A step goal tracker would be a great feature for the fitness tracker. Apple Watch already allows you to track your goal, exercise, and the amount of time that you stand. But it does also track the amount of steps you take in a day, but it doesn't offer a goal tracker. I hope a next version of watchOS 2 might see this feature. Apple did it right by making it available for users on the iPhone 5 and up, even allowing users the same features across the board. This is no doubt one of the reasons it was so hard to get your hands on an Apple Watch at launch.
Thanks for watching. That's our Apple Watch review. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, like down below, comment in the comments section, and reach out to me on Twitter and let me know your thoughts at I am Matthew. See you next time.